Next to speak will be our head women's lacrosse coach, Anna Meerbach.
So going into this spring, we started January 21st, I think was our first day, and we kind of had to hit the ground running. Our first game is actually a conference game this year against Augsburg, and it's definitely a little bit of a gamble to put them up so early in the season. So we've kind of just every day been focusing on Augsburg instead of our normal preseason of focusing on the basics and getting back into things. That being said, I'm really excited. This year, that first recruiting class is finally seniors. So for the past 2 years that I've been here, I've kind of been saying we've been missing some upperclassmen knowledge out on that field. And we have 3 captain seniors, Marissa Falco, Allie Stamer, and Kira Sarah Gagalia, can never say her name right. And then we also have a captain junior, Ashlyn Jelinek. So I'm really excited. This is probably the strongest and most focused leadership we've had, and it started in the fall, and it's carried through this preseason. These girls are really hungry. We have competed in previous years in the Midwest Conference. We were right on that 500 year last year, and a lot of our games were lost by 1 or 2 points, which in lacrosse is, if you give us 5 more minutes, we could have won that game. So they're really excited. Augsburg has definitely been a 2-pointer, 1-point game the past 2 years, and they've been a top 4 team at the end of the year. So, I think that the focus has been there, and we're ready to get going. After that, we will go to Virginia, which is going to be a little bit of a change up for us. I'm excited to see us play some teams outside of our Midwest Conference and even kind of the Southern teams that we usually pick up. We'll be playing Hollins, which has been a team that's been around for, about 10 years, and then Randolph, which they're in the same conference out there, and they compete against top 20 teams within their conference. So it'll be fun to kind of see how we compete next to them and what they do with their seasons and vice versa. So, it's going to be a good year. Got great returners in our sophomores. Alex Pollock, Laura Sinkovich is back in goal. She's focused and ready to go. And then we do have some freshmen that we have added. We actually have 6, which is fun for me. I've never had 6 freshmen on a team, so that's exciting to see where that program's going to go. We have Bree Collins, and she is a freshman from Minnesota, and she's definitely stepping into where some of our seniors left off last year. So I expect her to be a force out there this year, as well as Kirsten Mahoney, who is actually from Iowa and is the first Iowa lacrosse player we've recruited to the program. I'm excited to have her on board. She comes from the Des Moines Lacrosse Club, and she's a really great addition to our attack, and same with Brooke Kirby, who's going to fill in on defense for us a bit. So, any questions?
I know there's been a new rule change. If you could inform the fans what they can expect to see or how that will kind of change how you prepare.
Yeah, it definitely changed from the start this fall. Normally we come in and we kind of worry about the stick work and worry about all this other things. The way lacrosse is going is obviously out here it's a new sport, but all over the world or all over this nation, we're kind of trying to make it more appealing to the audience. So they have added some rules that we pulled from the boys game, and it's been really thought out in the sense that it should make more sense to you guys, but for girls that have been playing forever, it's a big change. We are adding a 90-second shot clock, so the time that the ball is released from goal or even a change of possession, we've got to get it down and we've got to score. I've definitely been watching D1 games. They've had it for a year. D3 is adopting it this year. It's making a faster game. And then the big change that kind of none of us saw coming, but I think is really fun, and it makes the game more natural and athletic in a sense is we have free movement. So a lot of people who never see the sport will say, why are these girls playing freeze tag? You know, you're used to seeing the whistle blow and everybody have to stand. You know, this is going to be a lot more natural. It's going to be like basketball. You're just recovering down the court, or even soccer. You're getting back into defensive position or taking off for a give and go kind of situation. So, you know, we've changed our game plan from the start this fall. Instead of focusing on the basics, we focused on being an athlete at all times, react naturally out there. So that's been a big message at practice and everything we're doing right now. Any other questions?
You finished a game under 500 last year, so with this senior class now playing their final year, they've really set the foundation for future programs here. How important is it for them to maybe get over the hump and finish above 500 if they, you know, can't make postseason play?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to make postseason. That's definitely a goal of theirs, but we're in a conference of 12. I got to keep up with it. And they only take the top 4. So to even be in that postseason is going to be a big jump. But like I said, I mean, we played Augsburg to 2 points 2 years in a row in their top 4. And it's more of a mental game we're playing with this year than anything else. So that's my hope. I think that our leadership and our experience has been something that's held us back. So I think this group is very capable, and it's been a very kind of open conversation that it's more about we just got to believe we're not beginners, we're not the underdogs anymore. We've got to go out there and perform like we want to win. So yeah, it's definitely a goal for us.
If you could talk a little bit more about your seniors and how, you know, what kind of motivation do they have to somewhat leave their mark, you know, being the first inaugural team to now being seniors. What is their motivation going into the season?
You know, that this group too, you got to give them a lot of credit because they had that transition within that first year, which was a little hard. But they have definitely been this foundation that I've leaned on. You know, I've watched them transform from leading the team even as sophomores to really becoming what I think are true captains, true upperclassmen. You know, I can't say enough about their passion, their drive. They all have just led by example this entire year more than ever. So I know they want it, and all I can say is like I'm really excited to see them play, and hopefully the younger girls learn from them and we carry on that tradition a bit.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks.